Hey, what is up, guys? I'm back, and now I'm gonna be doing the Majoras Mask Creepypasta Part 2. Shut the fuck up.
I want to be in the video.
After starting the after staring at the Majora's Mask shaped blot, I looked up at the old man. Was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit, I jumped out or reflex, and I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. A cartridge that is used that you can put into the Nintendo 64 and you can save your files on there. It was a standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora's Mask on the back on it in black permanent marker. Not true. I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence this was, and asked him how much he wanted it for. The old man smiled at me and told me that I could have it for free. That one is true. That is used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore. There was something weird about the man phrased that, but I didn't really pay attention to then. I was too caught up in not only finding this game, but getting it for free. I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical, since this looked like pretty shady cartridge, and there's no guarantee it wouldn't work. But then, the optimist inside me interjected that maybe it was some kind of beta version, or pirated version of the game, and that was all I needed to back on cloud 9. I thanked the man, and the man smiled at me. I wished me well, saying goodbye then. At least that's what it sounded like to me. All in the way in the car ride home, I had nagging doubt that the man had said something else. My fears were confirmed. Confirmed when I booted the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine. There was one save file named simply, capital letters, Ben. Goodbye, Ben. He was saying goodbye, Ben. I felt bad for the man. Obviously a grandparent, and obviously going senile, and for some reason, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson Ben. Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file, eyeballing it. I could tell that he was pretty far in the game, he said. Almost all the masks and 3 or 4 remains of the bosses. I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game. He was on day 3 and by the Stone Tower Temple. Really hard temple. With hardly an hour left before moon would crash, I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to beating the game, but never finished it. I made a new file named Link about the tradition and started the game, ready to relive my childhood. For such a shady-looking game cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran, literally, just like a retail copy of the game, save for new minor hiccups here and there, like textures being where they shouldn't be, random flashes of cut screens at odd intervals, but nothing too bad. However, the only thing that was a little was at the times the NPCs would call me Link, and other types they would call me Ben. I figured it out. It was just a bug, a fluke in the programming, causing our files to get mixed up or something. I did a kind of creep me out through a while, and it was around after I beaten the Woodfall Temple that I regrettably went into the save files and deleted Ben. I had intended to preserve the file just as out of respect of the game's original owner. It's not like I needed 2 files anyway. Hoping that would solve the problem, it did and didn't. Now NPCs will call me anything where my name should be in dialogue. They're just a blank space. My save file name was still called Link, though frustrated and with homework to do, I put the game down for a day. scroll down a little bit. I started playing the game again last night, getting the lens of truth and working my way towards completing the Snowhead Temple. Now, some of your hardcore Majora's Mask players known about the fourth day glitch. The fourth day, I'm gonna tell you. Let me get off top. The fourth day glitch is a glitch to where you can survive for a fourth day, and the moon is just high up in the sky, but no NPCs around. Now, let me get back on topic. For those who don't, you can Google it, but the list of it is that right as the clock is about to hit 00 on the final day, you can talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope. If you time it right, the countdown disappears and have another day to finish. Whatever you were doing, deciding to do the glitch to try and finish the Snowhead Temple, I happened to get it right on the first day, and the time counter at the bottom disappeared. Let me scroll down. However, when I pressed B to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I would found myself in the Majora's boss fight. A room at the end of the game, the trippy box in the arena stared at the Skull Kid. If y'all don't know who the Skull Kid is, he's the boss and the main antagonist in the Majora's Mask. I'm getting off topic. Hovering above me, there was no sound, just him floating in the air above me. In the background music, which it was regular for the arena, but still creepy. Immediately, my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appeared here. I tried moving around the arena, and no matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen though. And this kept up for about 60 seconds. I thought the game had bugged or something, but I was beginning to doubt that very much. How much time are we up to? Already up to 7 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm gonna see you in part 3. This is part 2. I will catch you guys later. Peace.